Welcome back, Pokemon fans. Angel of the Night here. We are back again with the Grand Challenge, and this time we're getting into battle number 15. Now, of course, our opponent here today is going to lead off with a Hisui Decidueye, and of course a Hatterene. I'm going to lead off here with an Amoonguss and a Misdreavus. Now, when looking at the team preview, I originally thought that perhaps I might run into either Hatterene or Decidueye, and that way I would have Misdreavus out as my lead in order to do a Dazzling Gleam or even possibly a Shadow Ball. Now, as you can see, they've decided to bring both of these Pokemon. So we're kind of in a pickle here, so pretty much I have to either go for the Rage Powder and redirect all moves to Amoonguss, so that way I can do the Dazzling Gleam, or I have to go for Shadow Ball and take out that Hatterene as soon as possible. However, I decided to lock in for the Dazzling Gleam here, be able to hit two birds with one stone. Obviously, the Dazzling Gleam won't be able to do very much to the Hatterene, but I'm really hoping that it's going to be able to do something to the Decidueye. So here we go with the Rage Powder that's going to redirect all the moves into the Amoonguss. We're going to go for the Dazzling Gleam here. We're going to be able to hit the two birds, of course. And here is Brave Bird. Speaking of birds, honestly, I forgot that Decidueye even got Brave Bird. So unfortunately for us, it does take our Amoonguss down almost to fainting, down to 4 HP, but luckily we actually have a Sitrus berry here, which is going to regain some of our health. So we're actually going to go in and select some moves here. We're going to go, I'm hoping for a Sludge Bomb or a Rage Powder here. Honestly, I missed what I selected. These are played back, obviously, for post-commentaries, so I'm kind of going over it as we do this. So we've locked into our moves here, and I'm hoping that we'll be able to at least take out this Decidueye. Decidueye is going to be one of the biggest threats on this team, if not the Hatterene. As you can see, the Decidueye actually goes for the Protect, which means that it's not going to receive any damage this turn. We're going to go for the Rage Powder here. Now, of course, Rage Powder is going to, again, redirect all moves into the Amoonguss. And, of course, we are going to go in for the attack here with the Dazzling Gleam. Now, I was hoping the Dazzling Gleam would be able to pick up the KO. Not necessarily going to be a thing here. Amoonguss actually goes down because of the whole Expanding Force. Now, of course, that being a Psychic-type move, it's super effective to the Amoonguss. So, unfortunately, we've got one Pokemon down. We still have 3 Pokemon on our team raring to go. And, of course, we decided to bring in our shiny Zebstrika. Now, honestly, guys, Zebstrika has been quite a lot of fun for me to use lately. It's even to the point where I'm using it in the TCG Pocket, which is awesome. Like, back in the day, I never really put two thoughts into Zebstrika, but it's slowly becoming a favorite Pokemon for me. So we're going to lock in our moves here, and of course we are awaiting our opponent, and hopefully we'll actually be able to get one of these two big bads out of the battlefield. Now, I know what you're thinking. Corey, you've been uploading a lot of Grand Challenge 2025 Part 1. When is Part 2 coming out? Well, you know what? I have probably a good 90 battles for Grand Challenge 2025 Part 2. I'm thinking about doing a double upload days for the following months to come, as long as I can get the content edited. So that is going to be coming shortly. So back to the battle. We actually end up taking out both parties here. We actually took out the Decidueye, and we also took out the Hatterene with a Shadow Ball. So luckily for us, we actually managed to get the two big bads out of here. Looks like the Misdreavus actually helped out to a point. Now, of course, next comes in a female Intimidate. And another big bad. There is the Blood Moon Ursaluna. Now, of course, you can see that there is a Psychic Surge onto the field, so all Psychic moves are going to be boosted. And, of course, you can see the Psychic Seed activating onto the Intimidate. Okay, so we're going to go in for a Terrestrialization into Grass and go for the Tera Blast into the Ursaluna. And, oh, looks like I've gone backwards. Looks like I redirected into the Intimidate for some reason. But we're going to go for the Dazzling Gleam and be able to hit two Pokemon at once. Now, I'm assuming that when I went for the Terrestrial of Grass and went for the Tera Blast, that was because we're predicting a redirect in with the Follow Me with the Intimidate. Very, very common with the Intimidate that are on these Trick Room Psychic Surge teams. Now, you can see the Ursaluna goes for the Protect here. Obviously, there was no redirect. But we ended up going for the Tera Blast, and I'm really glad that we did because we were able to get some damage off onto this Intimidate. Now, of course, I am Life Orb, so I'm going to lose a little bit of health here. There is the Dazzling Gleam from the Misdreavus. Not really doing anything to the Ursaluna because it protected, but we are going to get some chip damage into the Intimidate. Now, of course, there is the famous Trick Room, and the dimensions are now twisted, which means that slower Pokemon are going to be able to attack first, and faster Pokemon are going to attack second. Okay, we've locked in our choices here. And again, we're probably going to try to aim at the Ursaluna, but probably going to get redirected to Indeedee. But we're going to be seeing the terrestrialization here with the Ursaluna going into for Terra Normal. And that's actually a very common play with Ursaluna. Usually they'll go for the Terra Normal, so that way they can get the Hyper Voice off. So there's the Helping Hand with the Indeedee, and of course here is the Hyper Voice, which is boosted by the terrestrialization to Normal. And that actually picks up the KO onto the Zebstrika. Luckily for us, Misdreavus is surviving like a champ. Of course, it is a Ghost-type Pokemon, so it doesn't actually pick up any... Well, it does actually pick up damage because of the ability from the Ursaluna. We actually survived by about 31 HP. Next Pokemon coming in is going to be our Tauros. Now, of course, Tauros comes in, gets the Intimidate off, doesn't really help us in this situation. Both of the opposing Pokemon are special attacking, so it doesn't actually get any kind of damage here. So, we are going to lock in for the close combat to the Ursaluna, and of course, we are going to select the Thunderbolt, and we are going to lock into Ursaluna as well. Now, again, most likely will probably be redirected. Or there could be another Helping Hand, who knows? It could be either method here, but it's not looking very good for us because we do need to get this Ursaluna out. It's a huge threat, and as you can see, one shot, Earth Power, Tauros is down. So pretty much we just have our little Misdreavus here to be able to try to take out these two big bads. We get hit by a Dazzling Gleam, and we survive. Here's the Thunderbolt, not being able to do very much to that Ursaluna, and I'm pretty sure that this is game. So guys, there will be plenty more battles to come. Again, we are only through, this is battle number 15. It goes up to about 45 for Grand Challenge 2025 Part 1. Like I said, Part 2 is going to be uploaded here soon, hopefully, and we'll have about 90 matches with that as well, and we also have Team Stars Challenge 2. So, many battles to come. Stay tuned to the channel.